Okay, now for this next part, I've laid down a base coat that's just a gradient from my dark, what I want to be my underwater color. So this dark bluish greenish gray is going to be what's underwater. And then as it comes up closer and closer to the horizon, I just added more and more of this light blue until it was at 100%. So I'll start with some lines coming from a vanishing point. So I don't need to follow it exactly. I'm just going to try to follow that pattern of them getting closer and closer as I make them more and more parallel with that horizon. Now here there's just going to be a bazillion of them. So let's say there's some rocks somewhere up in here. I mean, who even knows what these things are shaped like? Some rocks coming this way and that. Maybe there's a little bank off of it here. Let's just start making some troughs. See how I did that same little stroke there. And I might do some of them in that swoopy way like that. Or I might just go a little smile right across. As I get further up in this picture, these are going to start connecting together. So watch what happens when I purposely connect these and round these corners. So let's take this one and we'll merge them together. And we'll bring this one down. This is a trough, and if I bring the top of a wave up under it, like this is a skinny line because it's at the top of the wave. The line fattens up. Maybe it gets so skinny that it just tapers out and disappears. And then it fattens up again as it gets down into the trough right here. You see, so there's that pattern. When I connect those together, I end up with this little shape and I just round the corners. You know, I just make the shapes first, connect them together, round the corners. Because I'm feeling comfortable with the pattern that's there, I'm just going to keep making these same kind of shapes everywhere and just see what happens. Just try to randomize the picture a little bit. Right here on the face of this wave is where you don't see the reflection because it's like a window showing the deep water. But then here, as it gets close to this reflection area, I'm going to start adding this sky color. Now this is a very detail intensive and tedious way to make waves. I'm only doing it to demonstrate the behavior of reflection on waves. I probably wouldn't choose this section by section method if I had a lot of waves to paint. It's just like the first lesson where I did those strokes and then blended them all together. Now I'm doing that just the really complicated hard way so that I can demonstrate the way these things work together. Come across all these and do that same thing. So I have my sky color, hug the edge of this wave, bring it around here. Then I'll bring my deep water color in. I need to water this one down because it's just drying so fast. You can see that as I get down to the front of the picture, down here, I'm still continuing that pattern. You can see, you know, I've got my swooping shapes coming through the low points of these waves, but they're just very blended and subtle. And they just get more and more like that the closer I get to myself. This will look a lot more fitting if I color this rock something nice and dark so it looks like it's reflecting on there. So, dark, let's start with black. Whenever I'm putting together a picture, you know, and I'm just making it up as I go, I just lay the colors down, blend them together, don't think too hard about it, and I just see if anything seems to just by chance take shape. Sometimes it does more than other times, but as soon as I see something that I like, then it helps me to imagine more and I run with it. So what if this isn't the typical blue sky in the background? I'll put some bright foresty colors in the back of this one. Yeah, we need some bright colors to reflect on this water. I love how the lack of detail causes you to imagine so much. Maybe put a little bit of blues, like sky blue in there so that it makes sense still having the blues on the water. It'll make the water look smoother, like there's less movement, less happening on the surface here if I just close in a lot of these gaps. Here, let's just get rid of that one too. Yeah, see, like here, I might just close this all the way in, just bring this all the way to here. Maybe make this all together fatter. But see, I'm just following the same patterns, following the same guides. You know, another way to think about this is just think these are all magnets. All these dark spots of reflection, or they might be light spots, whatever it's reflecting. They're magnetic. And when they come close to each other, just like water tension, you know, if you've ever, you know, water, when it touches it, boom, pulls itself together. So these are the same way. I mean, this is water. But on a two-dimensional surface, you know, it's an easy way to think about it is that, well, if these get close enough, they're going to pull each other together. You know, like this, if these get closer, if this one comes up here and I taper it out this way, and where I normally might stop right there, oh, it's real close to that one, so it's going to boom, pull together. Red and yellow. I could have just saved the color. This would be so much easier if I just saved that color and mixed it with my deep watercolor, but I didn't. So I'm going to just mix it real quick. So my red and yellow, and then I'm going to mix it with my deep watercolor, this green that was already on this handy dandy palette here. And then I'll get a little bit of black since that was in there too. But see, wherever I have my light sky color, I won't touch it with this color. I won't touch this light blue color with this tan, because in my reflection, that color does not touch the sky color. It transitions from that to this, to the sky color. If I'm pretending there's a cloud somewhere in the sky, then I'm going to make sure that I put these lines in the areas that I've designated to be my sky reflection. So I'm just keeping my brush at the same angle and just keeping it somewhere inside of that sky area and trying to follow the shapes that I've made with these waves. And so I'm just having fun with it, you know. Who knows what shapes those clouds are, so I have a little bit of freedom to move around with these lines. And then these bright little spots, you know, if there's a bright sun somewhere up in there, maybe it's next to this cloud. So I'm just going to put these little dots in here wherever. Maybe this edge is catching it right here.